So, hello everyone, welcome to a bit of a casual video. This is just gonna be me talking about some topics regarding the economy, botting, and all that sort of thing. Also a little about Blizzard, everything. I'm not really gonna edit the video that much. You can kind of just have it running in the background. Also kind of want to address something here at the start. I know a lot of people don't even want, I wouldn't call myself a YouTuber, any social media person, whatever. They don't want anyone to even like give these topics like what can you say? They don't want anyone to even talk about this because it kind of just highlights the situation, makes it even worse, and so on. And I totally understand that. Like, there's no reason to talk about like what's happening in Taliban right now. Everyone knows it's horrific already, or whatever. But still, I don't want to make anything controversial right now. That would probably just be a stupid thing, crossing my own algorithms or whatever. But I do understand that, like, that point of view that when you talk about something like a person in my position or whatever, it kind of makes the situation worse. But still, first of all, I just want to quickly also talk, if people are interested. I'm gonna record this video now 2 days before Diablo 2 Resurrected comes out or so, and I think I'm just gonna have fun in the game. Just playing a sorceress, obviously, because I like sorceresses. Always play sorceress in ARPGs and whatnot, and it kind of just try to self-find. Not really going into trading and whatever for at least a month or so. Just kind of having fun and actually trying. Some semi-casual, but still trying to at least have fun for that month. See how fast I can get. But with that, let's first talk about JSP. So I mentioned this story before. People are probably a bit tired of it, but why did I start trading on JSP back in 2014? I'm on my live server Javason right now. You can just quickly show the gear. It's not really important. These skillers here, these took me forever to get. I had probably already gotten most of the other items before I was able to get these skillers here. I probably spent like 2 or 3 months, yes, months in in-game trading, making my own games, titling and everything, sitting in for like an hour, 2 every day, whatever, trying to get these skillers here. Within like days, having made my account on JSP, maybe I traded a bit of form gold with some items that I sold, I was able to get these skillers here. That is the perfect example of why JSP and these sort of things exist. I have never bought it in Diablo 2, doesn't really interest me. Like, what would I get out of botting in a game in general? Like, of course, if you really, really are hardcore about something, or let's move on to maybe the next topic, you want to make money, or you want to have influence in the game in some way in the economy, obviously botting makes sense there. But yeah, this is kind of my story of why I spent a lot of time trading in games. I've always liked trading in the games, engaging with the economy in games and whatnot. Like, I remember when I played an MMO Rift. It's a dead MMO these days, but when I played that MMO back then, I think I played it for only like maybe 2 months or so before I kind of quit. But already, as soon as I hit 60, I just started the auction house playing, and suddenly I could afford pretty much everything I needed in that MMO to kind of just get my character going. The economy aspect is always going to be way more efficient than trying to self-found or whatever. Like, take this Enigma. Even just finding, 2 high runes, that's maybe a bad example. Let's try something like the Phoenix then. Okay, yeah, the Phoenix. So even just finding like a Vex rune or a low rune. I have found those runes myself, self-found before online, sure. But it's not like it's gonna happen in a decent time for most people. You could probably farm for 20 hours, maybe more, and not even find a Vex rune. And again, the Vex rune is a very basic rune. It's not like a high rune, like a bear or ja in the case of Enigma. And what I'm basically just trying to say is that there's a lot of reason why people go on trading sites like JSP, and they'll go on other sites and whatever without ever botting. But it is very fair to say that JSP is full of botting, it's full of cheats, it's full of duping and everything. if you are botting, why wouldn't you try to sell all your items on JSP and get forum gold that way? But yeah, I think I want to move on with something else. Also kind of just answering the title of this video. So as some of you might know, I also play World of Warcraft. I also been playing, I also played Classic WoW when that came out, but only for like a month or two. I much more enjoy Burning Crusade because it's obviously the better game. Like Classic is just stupid in so many ways. So I've been playing quite a bit of Classic TBC and the botting situation. Now I played World of Warcraft since it came out in early vanilla, well maybe mid vanilla or so. I think I joined when Sul'Gurub or so had just come out or whatever. Anyways, I've always been playing World of Warcraft, so I kind of know the history of the game very well and everything, but I have never, and I do say I have never seen the bot situation being this bad in any expansion ever. Or maybe it just hasn't been as obvious as it is now. When you do rogue 60 in the /woo command, if you don't know, you can just kind of type woo 60 and boom, you get this little window up here. Why are there this many rogues in Blackrock Devs on a random, I think it's a Tuesday today, yeah, I recorded on Tuesday. Why are there so many rogues at level 60 in Blackrock Depths? Or why can I do the same thing for same mages? Just gonna type in mages 60. Okay, so there's not that many mages botting at 60 in slave pens, but let's just change it to 70 now, you will be amazed. Boom! Look at all the fucking mages. Why is this going on? Well, why do you think it's going on? Blizzard can't keep up, and they don't give a fuck. There's going to be bots in Diablo 2 Resurrected. They have no proper systems. They only punish like literally legit players, like oh my god, all the fucking realm down we had to live with for ages, decades in Diablo 2. I lost probably a lot due to realm down, or when I was playing, doing something, whatever, and suddenly I can't play for like 2 hours. Like, Blizzard has always completely failed at monitoring their own systems. Like, you can report somebody, and only like a month later, that bot gets banned. If you don't know, if you report somebody in World of Warcraft and that person gets found to be botted, you get a mail in game saying, hello, your recent action, blah blah blah, made this character banned. Kind of like just Blizzard thanking you with some automated mail. But it's bullshit, because they react way too slow, and by the time they ban a bot, it has already made a profit. And let's just talk about a little bit about profit and everything. You can see right up here I have 6,000 gold. This took a long time to get. Even though I'm an auction house player, I engage with the economy, as I say, in every game, because I know engaging in the economy is the way more efficient way to kind of grind. Like if you grind right now in Burning Crusade, you maybe get like 100 gold an hour grinding something. So that's not a lot of gold. That's what, I'm bad at math, but isn't that like 60 hours you will have to grind then for? Something like that maybe. So let's just say round it up, and then it's maybe like 75 hours in total to get 6,000 gold or so. And I'm just gonna show you a little fun thing here. So this is G2G. Honestly, I've never understood this site. It's so fucking shady. Like, how can you be a legit business but also do this? So 300 Danish crowns gives you 5,000 gold on my realm, which is Hypop, Firemore, TBC, EU Horde. Do you want to spend 60 hours, 75 hours, or do you want to pay just 300 Danish kroner, which is about the same price for like a game, I guess? I can just quickly making sure on the math here. So it's gonna be, I think the dollar conversion is like 5.5 times, so I think it's like 45. Could that be? Okay, so it's more like 60. Yeah, so $60, you have to pay $60 or you can grind for 60 to 75 hours. What do you think a lot of people choose to do? I mean, it's the same thing for Diablo, and it has always been. There are so many people that rather just spend like $40 or $60 to buy a complete set of Enigma, uh, Hoto, Dual Spirit, whatever, like basic items that cost maybe like $20, $10 to buy in like a pack, and you get it within like an hour or two from your order. The shit is just like, I get it. Like, I totally get why people do it. I would just never do it myself because I think it's so it's very void. It's like it's the journey that matters. Like if you get everything handed to you in a game, the game perhaps just becomes boring very fast or whatever. Also, I just kind of have like this thing where I don't really like spending money on games, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you that Blizzard really don't give a fuck, and they never have. Like again, Rue Rogue 60. You can literally go down to BlackRock devs outside of the so-called instance portal, stand at the portal to the instance, and see that the rogues are zoning in and out, in and out, in and out. It's pathetic. I have never seen the bot situation being this bad ever in literally probably any game. Actually, I don't think I've ever been in a game that has this many bots. Like there are literally more. Well, let's try something fun here. If you take it up to 69. Oh, sorry, I typed it wrong there. So 69. You can see here that there are literally more bots botting than there are almost legit players leveling a rogue. It's about 50-50 of bots versus levelers. And I'm on a hype-up server, very popular server even, on Europe Horde. It's just crazy to see. And so here at the end, I also just want to talk a little about JSP and another site, or what can you say, Discord, that I also saw on Reddit. So I already talked about why a lot of people would use JSP even for legit purposes. It really is a great site. It also has really good forums. Like it is a bit elitist, a little bit of a maybe not that friendly community on JSP, but it's because a lot of the old school players, a lot of people that really know shit about the game, they are on this site here. Like if you want to have really good guides, way better than something that I would probably do, whatever. JSP is really good site. Like you just go into the Diablo 2 discussion, and you can see all the threads just made in like the last 24 hours. It's a good community. There's a lot of good things about it. There really is. It's not just like if you're into really hardcore, well, I don't know, hardcore PvP or something like that, or maybe you're into twinking, or you're into getting your items rated. Like the trophy room is always fun to go into. Then you can see like the really cool items, or if you found a cool items yourself, you can get it rated. Like there is a good community on JSP. But again, I also again talked about at the start of the video, a lot of people are gonna use JSP for literally dumping what their bot gave them, the last week or whatever. But you can't really stop this. JSP is always going to be part of the game, but there are other people kind of trying to, give ourselves an alternative to JSP, and just gonna, yeah, you can kind of just pause the video now if you want to read this little Reddit thread here, but it's basically just an alternative to JSP that other communities are trying to start up, because a lot of people, they hate JSP for good reason and everything. And I totally get that, but JSP is such an ingrained part of the game. And I also wanted to lastly here talk about another thing, Path of Exile. In Path of Exile, I actually don't know if a lot of people are botting in Path of Exile, but even GG themselves, so that's the little developers of the site, they made their own trading site where you have crazy good leveling, trading capabilities. Like you can just go in and filter literally everything. So you can go in here, say like, if you want to have a bow, And let's just perhaps do like you can just remove some of my filters that I was searching for. And if I want a bow with say 500 and well, maybe let's say 20 life, but max 30 life, and I can just go in and search. Okay, so no results found. So no bow is currently for sale, at least with online players perhaps. Like the site is amazing, and this is what we should actually have for Diablo 2. JSP is a good site, but it's not great. Like a lot of people are trading and engaging with the economy in Path of Exile, and nobody really seems to mind that. They don't hate it as much as Diablo 2, which I also found a little bit weird. But again, that's just my opinion. I also don't know really if a lot of people are botting Path of Exile. I assume it's heavily botted now that it's like a free game and everything. You just keep making new accounts and so on. But yeah, there's always going to be bots in Diablo 2. I think that's kind of just the conclusion of my little rant here, and also because Blizzard don't give a fuck. They really don't give a fuck. And I also got recently a fun comment from somebody on a recent video that I did, and he basically said that, yeah, I'm going to be playing Diablo 2 Resurrected on console, and I hope there's by doing that, then there's going to be less bots overall on console than on PC. And he's probably right, unless there's going to be some dupe or cheat or whatever on console. I really think that might be the case, that a lot less bots are going to be on console. So that's also something to keep in mind if you actually would want to, play Diablo 2 Resurrected on console instead of PC. But yeah, I don't want to make the video that much longer. Again, it's a very ranty. I don't want to have like negative opinions going around or anything, but these are really just my opinions on the whole situation. Again, having played Burning Crusade recently for some time now, seeing all the bots and everything, how cheap gold is to buy, how cheap items are to buy for Diablo 2 over the years. I have followed that. Like you really can't stop this, because the economy is always going to be more effective, like self-found and everything. But still, for Diablo 2 Resurrected, at least for a month or maybe longer, I'm at least gonna try to just stick to solo self-found. Maybe not solo, I will probably also play with other people, but for the most part, I'm just gonna try to like do my own Mephisto runs and see what I could perhaps get on my own before I engage with the economy, which is sadly, again, is going to always be the more effective way to gear up. Like, I just go back in here in my Javison at the end here. Like, getting all these items here solo self-found would be insane. I don't even know. I have probably only solo self-found a few of these items myself before. I'm not even sure if I found like a Bulkator's wedding band on my own before. Maybe I have, but like, damn, it's so much easier to just gather wealth, trade up. Like, for instance, I know a thing that's going to be super valuable. Well, maybe not super valuable, but it's at least going to be pretty good. Farming the essence for the token. So if you just keep grinding Mephisto runs or whatever, and you trade those essence, eventually you're just gonna have so much gear from only having specifically kind of grinded essence, because those are going to be very valuable. So people can just kind of keep respeccing, which they don't have time for themselves to grind out. So I think it's called Token Absolution. That's going to be a very good item for most people to just kind of grind out to get the trade wealth and everything. But there's also going to be other items that are always going to have some value. Like, you can always think like something like Clay Gauss is probably always going to have some value. What other items could be fun to go for? Like there's so many basic shitty items that are always going to have some value, which you can easily farm yourself and then trade up. And trading up is just going to be way more gear over time. You really can't solo self-found a lot of the builds yourself. It's just too hard. But with trading, it becomes much more reasonable. But yeah, that's it for my bit of a ranty video here. So thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.